Okay, gonna try some more stuff. First off, I played a 1K last weekend. 3-0 double draw. Lost in the top 8 to Goblins. So I beat Dreadnot 2-0, beat Enchantress 2-0, and beat HFeb 2-0. Played a list with 0 AK. It was really interesting. I would have liked to have AK against Enchantress and Dreadnot. Didn't matter, beat them. And the deck that I lost to, Goblins, you would think that AK might be bad, but it might actually be good. Because Goblins is a really grindy deck. And when you reduce your card advantage to just Gush, I think it might make the matchup actually bad. But my friend Dave Kaplan came over and he was like, what about one Mox Diamond? And I said, I can't think of a single card I would cut for one Mox Diamond. And he was like, what about one Gemstone Mine? And I was like, maybe one Gemstone Mine. Maybe. I want to talk about the difference between 1 and 4 Mox Diamond. The obvious one, can't draw 2 Mox Diamonds. Drawing 2 Mox Diamonds in any game of Magic tends to not go well for you. Drawing exactly 1 is pretty fine. It still has all the downsides, but the downsides weighed against the upsides have some potential to draw closer. I looked at a lot of my old Gap videos, and yeah, drawing 2 Mox Diamonds in a game was really bad. And this deck draws a ton of cards. So basically, this Mox Diamond is like a weird one. It's like the Mox Diamond that you don't want to see in the first 10 cards of your game, but you want to see in the back 10 cards, right? You want to glue together these turns where you start casting Gush and using Mox Diamond, which, of course, you've sounded off in the YouTube comments as if I was not aware that Gush is good with Mox Diamond. That's like always the silliest thing. It's like, well, Laney, did you know that Mox Diamond is really good with the Gush? It's like, yes, I know. I've been playing Grotar for 3 years. Like, I know. Yeah, the problem was if you have an opening hand and it has Mox Diamond, you have to like pitch an island to your Mox Diamond, and you much more like if you have a hand with 2 islands, you much more likely want to play island, do your game, then Gush, then get your little Mox boost. And that's kind of a strong argument against 4, right? Because what are you going to do with 4? You're not dying to draw this card. You're really just trying to draw it if you happen to Gush, happen to Cataclysm or Armageddon. But I also added such a ridiculous amount of card draw to this deck than before that I figured I could maybe lever just ever so slightly down on card draw to fix this Mox in, to just give us a little bit of that tempo back. Now, granted, I still think that if this Mox is a Gemstone Mine, that is better in like a lot of cases. Like the floor is still there on even the 1 Mox Diamond. But if you are going to play a deck with, this is a 20 card or 19 card draw package, then it starts making sense that you might want a little bit of mana boost here and there, because you're wasting so much mana on card draw, and you'll be in spots, whatever. And the nice thing is, you can board out 1 Mox Diamond. If the game is going to go long, you're less reliant on colored sources, or you're just not worried about that kind of stuff. You can just board out your Mox Diamond, go on with your life. I played Sylvan Library at that 1K. Card's great. Cards, like, you have never seen this card in conjunction with all these blue cards, right? There just hasn't been like really a blue card plus Sylvan Library deck in this format. Some people have done like blue-green oath decks or whatever that might contain Sylvan Library, but I think I can safely say I've never seen a deck list in Premodern that is playing 10 1-mana cantrips, 4 AKs, and Sylvan Library. Granted, they compete for deck space, but if I happen to draw the Sylvan Library at any point in the game, all of a sudden I'm never going to draw lands for the rest of the game, which is like really, really, really good, right? So good that I wonder if I should just have another one sideboard, but who knows? And also in that tournament, I just was playing against HFEB and I was like, pay 8, attack with Psychotog for, 15 because they're HFEB. They took a lot of damage from their lands. And they're like, wow, I didn't realize how quickly Psychotog damage shows up when you pay 8. And it absolutely goes crazy. Now, granted, our mana base, like say Wrath, is going to deal a lot of damage to you over the course of a long game, which is kind of anti-synergy with Sylvan Library because, every damage you can convert into cards. But the just divining top aspect seems to play really nice with the rest of our deck. So I believe that we will be pretty okay. And I cut Meddling Mage. I was thinking deep on Meddling Mage, and I still think it's like good in the deck, but I just really don't like it against half the decks and really love it against the other half of decks. And for a deck that is going to like be using the super card draw engine, you really, really want the not card draw cards to be like a good balance of power and flexibility. And Meddling Mage and power and flexibility like feed into each other, right? Swords Plowshares can kill just about any creatures, and it's like very powerful. It's 1 mana. Counterspell is, of course, one of the most powerful flexible cards in the format. It has sort of an unlimited ceiling. It gets your opponent's best spell, and it can get any spell, except for Mishra's Factory. And Psychotog and Korean Dryad are the most efficient and highest top end creatures at their mana cost. And Foil's broken, and Armageddon and Cataclysm are broken. So Meddling Mage was kind of like a weird one where it was like, sometimes it's super good, sometimes it's super bad. The other thing is it doesn't actually synergize with the card draw engine because you really want to play Meddling Mage on turn 2, which also doesn't synergize with not having information about what deck your opponent is playing. Or if your opponent is playing, I'm never going to live this down, Corpse Dance and Shallow Grave, right? Like if they're playing Parallax Wave and Swords to Plowshares. Naming wrong means your opponent gets to play their game. Like you just get to trade 1-for-1 in a way that doesn't maximize leverage. This deck is about trading 1-for-1 in a way that does maximize leverage. So didn't like that. Cataclysm. Look at all the top decks in the format. Cataclysm is live against 75, 80, 90% of them. Like this card is so good against the whole format. I am surprised that we're not just building Cataclysm decks. Like, I mean, this might just be a Cataclysm deck, but like, yeah, like I felt amazing playing Cataclysm. Is like, what do you have to do to be a Cataclysm deck? Well, you need to play 1 artifact, 1 enchantment, and 1 creature, and they all need to be like sort of best in class. So we're not the best at that. I'm not going to go ahead and start playing 4 Moxes just because I have Cataclysm in my deck. I think it's like an interesting question, but it's like, again, you play the Mox, you lose the land. You play the Geddon, you don't lose the land, but you lost the land already. So it's like you're just getting the land back. You're not like the combination of Mox Diamond and Armageddon doesn't leave you up cards. It just puts you at parity, right? That's not that exciting. Same goes for Cataclysm. And of course, don't have 2 Moxes in play when you cast Cataclysm. Also, it was just like, yeah, it was just weird to be like, oh my God, Mox is so good with Armageddon. It's like Armageddon's good with Armageddon. Like, calm down. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many times I have to say that on this channel, but people keep commenting, so I'm just gonna keep saying it again. But yeah, you would, ideally want to play like some random enchantment. We have 1, but I guess like my dream is like a deck with 4 Sylvan Library, 4 Cataclysm, maybe like a powerful artifact that's not Mox Diamond, like Mind Stone or Thorian Dynamo. I don't know. Lotus Veil being the best land, obviously, to keep around. But that will be a topic for another video. Sideboard. Cataclysm makes us good against go wide decks, which means that our like anti-goblins, anti-elves strategy is pretty solid. And we can switch back to playing Engineered Plague. We can also play Pyroclasm here, but Engineered Plague is a pretty good synergy with Cataclysm and pretty good addition to Cataclysm and really helps us against Enchantress. which is a big deal. Gonna try out some Duress. If we're gonna play our super card draw engine, we're gonna have a lot more Psychotog kills, and against control decks, we are going to want to go Duress Cataclysm or Duress Psychotog to do some big wins. Against combo decks that like to use Xantid Swarm, we're going to want to use Duress to disrupt their combo turns in a way that we can do it on our turn. And of course, bad against everything else. Gonna try out Presence of the Master and gonna try out Sabo's Web. Sabo's Web, always in and out of this deck. Honestly, I just like have the slot. And I was like, well, might as well throw it in there. But we can see what sideboard cards we're dying for as we play some matches. Is this going to be the perfect build of Grotog? Maybe. This definitely is a super sexy build. And I feel really amazing about the Cataclysm swap. The only other thing is, like, I also was entertaining trying to fit one more island. It is so important to find your first island, and 11 is just, you want 14, right? But like, at least try to fit 12. Like, I would cut this box for an island, I think, as one of the potential options, or maybe cut a gemstone mine for an island. Or I guess moderate take would be like play in a Dark Hour Wastes. Because yeah, you really just don't want to use Gemstone Mine until it's turn 2 or 3. And you keep a lot of one-landers because you're relying on your cantrips to dig you out. And yeah, that's another place that's going to hurt, right? So like Gemstone Mine is going to hurt our one-lander range, because in a one-lander with Island Mox Diamond instead of Island Gemstone Mine is like, you know, the difference between a keep and a mole. And so you're going to lose the card and you're going to lose the card again, right? So there's that. But I guess if you have Island, Cantrip, Gush, Mox Diamond, then you might keep. So we'll see how often that kind of thing comes up, or we'll just see what it feels like if it does come up. But overall, yes. And also kind of fun to just play one Mox because, you know, for the haters. But I think the other thing is like also just sort of a due diligence thing. One thing that bugs me a little bit about sort of like discourse surrounding this stuff. Again, I love to yap, I love to talk, right? And I encourage it on this channel and on Discord and whatever. But at the end of the day, the thing that bugs me most is people saying things and not doing things, right? Like, if you have like some hypothesis about like, I feel like I'm the only one in the world who has played like tons and tons of matches of Grow with no Mox and tons of matches of Grow with Mox. Oh my God, here we go. I've played tons and tons of matches of both, and you know, I feel strongly that that I'm like the most qualified to basically talk about what differs from the experience, you know, in addition to the fact that I spend a lot of time, you know, lying awake in bed in the morning, thinking about these topics and, you know, whatever. But now I've got sea legs. I kind of forgot how I play these spots. I think I'm going to go with, Portent, try to hit the land, play a Dryad, then go pop off with Gush. And the other way to do it would be to go Portent, leave up the fetch land. So like Mox, pitch Island, Portent, leave up the fetch land, filter, and ideally we see land plus cantrip or land plus instant speed cantrip, of which there's only opt, or we could see plowshares, and then go from there. But I think I'm going to go with a more conservative line, because ideally I want to see like another land of any type and a 1-mana cantrip, and that's exactly that. And in fact, Sylvan Library is also like potentially broken. How broken is Sylvan Library? Is it so broken? I guess I just like won't shuffle it if I'm in a slow matchup. Okay, our opponent's on basic island, and I do not like I do not like the idea here of basic island. Yeah, so they're going to go for the stifle. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I think I'll play Quirion Dryad into Daze. Because afterwards, I think I have some options. Like if my opponent doesn't jam a Dreadnot here, I'll just take the Sylvan Library because Sylvan Library is going to make it very fast for me to find answers to Dreadnot. And if they do jam the Dreadnot here, then on my upkeep, I have to opt bottom and try to find an island and start cooking in other ways. Well, I guess they have the Dreadnot here, so that's not very fair. I guess the more conservative line is wait for them to jam Dreadnot, then I would have gotten my island. And then I would have had the island, had the opt, been able to opt bottom. Counterspell just in time. Flood Strand. I'm not going to gush here because not only do I have AK End Step, I need to keep Psychotog in my range and Plowshare's Counterspell in my range. I mean, opening myself up to Stifle was actually fine. I traded Island for Stifle and then they don't have Vision Charm to protect the Dreadnot. I can't actually even imagine that it was correct that they stifled. I mean, sure, if I had a third island here, like good things in my life could happen, but I don't think it's like that big of a deal. So they're gonna have 3 cards in hand, Gush, Foil, all pretty scary and whatnot, but I have the potential for Plowshares with Counterspell backup or play Psychotog with no Counterspell backup. I guess Psychotog beats Vision Charm. Well, it doesn't beat Vision Charm straight up. They just attack the Dreadnot in. I exile my world and then they Vision Charmed the Dreadnot. Oh, I forgot to AK. I'm just clicking. I was clicking and thinking. Okay, well. Oh my God. I'm like trying to gush too. Okay. Mistakes were made. Okay, this is actually atrocious. I would have seen like 100 more cards. I hope I get rewarded with Plowshares foil. Yeah, I would like literally have Plowshares at the backup here. I guess I'll just Plowshares, and if they counter back, I'll opt. But yeah, this was not the best, not my proudest sequence. I literally would have just had it, and then, but I'm just like clicking spells. Okay, cool. Now they're dead. We'll take it. Yeah, Psychotog is pretty good here, but Plowshare's Counterspell is pretty much a lock, and I won't have trouble getting this Dryad to push across the 30 life finish line. Okay, we clicked wrong every single time, and we were fine. So Powder Keg, that's kind of rude. I'll opt because I might draw sorcery speed stuff. Bottom. I'll continue opting. This is hilarious. I get to ice the Powder Keg on their next upkeep for value. All right, they just take up the Powder Keg, 3 cards in hand. City of Brass. I'm going to play Flooded Strand. If I draw Cataclysm, I want to have the option. I guess I shouldn't have played Flooded Strand because I actually just realized, well, I'll just go get the planes on their upkeep, which is fine. Because, yeah, I'm like thinking of preserving for Cataclysm. And planes, and then we'll ice for the victory. All right, how impactful was Mox that game? It's kind of hard to tell. Because if turn 1, So I go turn 1, portent, turn 2. I guess turn 2 I got to develop the Quarian Dryad and win just like quite a few more turns earlier. This eats a days, but it's also a game-winning play, and I'm a big fan of game-winning plays. I'm kind of flooding out here. I mean, I guess I had one more mana on that turn, which was actually a big deal because I needed I needed extra mana so I could misclick everything, right? All right, a little 10/10 Quarian Dryad there for your troubles, and then yeah, an easy win without Meddling Mage, isn't it? All right, so we got some Duress, we have some Disenchant. Mox, love you but don't need you. Everything else is fine. Fire Ice is not particularly good. You don't need very many creatures in this matchup because any one of them is going to be lethal, but also Cataclysm is like not the most exciting card in the world anyway, so this all seems fine. You don't need many creatures because they don't play much removal is the answer, basically. Yep. Shout out to Dave Kaplan. Big W. Thanks to Dave for starters. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of eating the turn 1 Stifle, but I don't know if I'm gonna worry about that. I need to portent, so. I mean, the Stifle cost him a piece of material, but it wouldn't have mattered either way because I had the source Posture's Counterspell. Should I portent them? Kind of good if I draw an island, right? I could also consider sleight of hand. No, okay. Yeah, I'll portent. I need more lands. If I see no lands, I shuffle. If I see lands, I don't. Okay, we're going to hold up Counterspell, and if we don't, we're going to bottom the second Psychotog. See if opponent has it with Vision Charm. Doesn't have it. Doesn't have Vision Charm. Play an island. Pass. I might just let them. This is just like, stop playing this card. What did you learn, bro? That you can't jam Dreadnot? It's like, of course you can't jam Dreadnot. Like, what are you gonna think, that I'm just gonna keep a hand that is like completely incapable of having any answers to turn 3 Dreadnot? Like, I'm playing a trillion cantrip deck. I'm going to find an answer to Dreadnot. You need to find a way to get more cards than me and just have more answers than I have answers. And you're not going to do that without scrying to the bottom. Oh, especially if you let it run twice in one turn. The other thing is that the information decays like very quickly, right? Like, you're going to see a bunch of cantrips. Those are going to turn into unknown cards like very, very fast. I thought that Peak might be interesting because I thought information was interesting, but I think Peak is actually atrocious. Kind of like, if you're going to play Peak in this deck, just play Urza's Bauble too, you know? Like, why? If you think this is good, then like, but it's not. Like, actually, like, thinning is not good. Like, selection is good. Thinning is like almost like strictly bad. Turn 3, they go 3rd land drop, cast Gush, 8 cards in hand. After main phase opt. And they know that I'm loaded. I guess I should have played the Gemstone Mine to keep my foil available. I guess I should have thought of that. All right, we're looking for islands and gushes, so. Also, just don't cast the Gush, just pass the turn. It's like, now the mana advantage is like so far in my favor, and you don't really want to get in. I did say bottom, right? I had 3 Psychotogs in my top billion. Yeah, you don't really want to play the Counterspell Mirror with mana disadvantage. Like, casting the Gush here is pretty bad. Okay, I drew the Gemstone Mine, which means that I should probably just play Psychotog. Because I'll have, like, Disenchant with Counterspell backup if they jam. I guess I might feel slightly safer if I find the island that I need for foil for with the sleight of hand. Oh, Duress. Don't tempt me with a good time. Okay, pretty sure that has to be better. Play an island. Go to hand size. Love to see it. That's just, yeah. Yeah. I mean, they can be new to the deck or whatever. They need to watch the primer. I don't know how much I talk about in the primer, sort of like some of this like hand size maintenance, hard cast gush type stuff for blue mirrors. Maybe I need to update the primer anyways because it has the type list, but I don't know about direct resolving Psychotog when I have 2 Psychotogs, but it's also like mana efficient this turn. And I'm not going to draw a go because I'm at my own hand size too. So, all right, they're passing. Oh, Sylvan Library. Yeah, I'll fight over the Sylvan Library for sure. Kind of just a broken card to have in this matchup. They let it resolve. Okay, this game is what I would say over. I mean, I guess I could get brain freezed here. But they have so few lands. It's like if you're gonna go for the brain freeze kill, you do have to like use your so it's another big reason why you want to play opt instead of peak, right? In your game 2s and game 3s in the blue mirror, you want to hit all your land drops, and peak doesn't help you hit land drops. All right. And then the nice thing about Sylvan is I can like float a bunch of cards on the top of my library and like draw them when I need them. So I don't really need like double counterspell in my hand right now. I've got like tons and tons of answers. I can just have 1 counterspell this turn, 1 counterspell, and then 2 counterspells next turn. And this kind of opens me up to Powder Keg, but I have the Disenchant, and I'm just going to fight over Disenchant if I have to. And I'm happy to grind resources down. I'm pretty ahead here. So Powder Keg, I'm happy to just. I don't want to use my Gemstone Mine to counterspell that though, so I might just go Disenchant counterspell. I can also go to Disenchant double counterspell by using my card draw this turn. I can also just ignore the keg completely if I just draw a lot of cantrips and gushes. Oh, well, now I have 2 disenchants, so that's pretty fine. I'm going to attack with the Tog, chip away. I'm far from lethal. Don't really need to do anything too risky. Just waiting till the Sylvan Library finds me a gush. Disenchant here. It's mana efficient. Double gush, double foil, double brain freeze would kill me. The brain freeze plan is so good from Dreadnot, actually. Like, just pivoting to being a storm deck is like pretty sick. You do have to play it right though. Vision Charm, targeting Powder Keg. All right, I'll counterspell the Vision Charm. Disenchant will resolve. All right, now we need a white source. Yeah. Top this, and I am going to pay this turn so that I have counterspell and foil available, just in case the wheels come off, right? Opt, impulse. Unfortunately, it's not good science for me. I'm playing against like, I mean, it's good. It's just good science if I lose, I guess, but it's not particularly good science if my opponent is playing a list that I don't think will be popular. And also, you know, I mean, they're just dead, but all right. Does pay 8 kill them? So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, that is 7 plus 8 is 15. So it's perfect. 7 plus 8. I guess technically the Dreadnot was the correct play. I actually have 7 plus 9, so I can float white. If my opponent was doing Psychotog math, then they would have realized that they're dead next turn. So it was the correct time to play Dreadnot, which is also funny because I should have just let the Vision Charm resolve. If it was a Vision Charm, I would have let it resolve because that would make my Psychotog lethal anyways. Pitch. Exile. How much more do I need? 4? 5? 1? 2, 3, 4, 5. Any free spells that kill Psychotogs? All right, a little clean one. I know people think I'm going to go full circle and then end up on 4 Moxes. I promise you that's not going to happen. I have a feeling that the maximum number that you could plausibly even think about playing is 2, 3 if you're a sicko. 4 is crazy. You're going to draw two copies so often. It's just like completely insane. It's like absolutely unacceptable to have that many. And 3 is still bad. You're gonna draw 2 a lot if you have 3. If you have 2 exactly, you might not draw 2. Because at some point, you know, like you have 1 left. You draw 1, you have 1 left in your deck. You have all these cantrips, but honestly, it'll happen enough times that you're like it'll happen enough times that you draw 2 of 2 and you feel horrible. Like this deck really does kind of amplify it, because sometimes you'll be like, okay, opt bottom of land, and then you draw a Mox and you're like, oh geez, thanks. So it's like if all your card selection was like impulses, then it'd be like, oh, okay, I'm not going to draw the Mox later. But if all your stuff is like sleight of hand opt, then, you know, you still have your draw step. So it's just like, okay, that means on average, how many of your draw steps are going to be like quote unquote vetted? Still only, or how many cards that you draw are going to be vetted? Still only like let's say 30% or something. And somebody can run a Python script for me, but yeah. All right, we're playing a little, this is probably an Exalted Angel, but this actually looks like my deck. Wall of Roots, Exalted Angel. I mean, not my deck, but like I'm not the only one who's made a Bant mid-range deck. But given that, do I want to foil a counter spell? I probably don't. I probably just want to try to find some AKs and gushes. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, we can go Korean Dryad. If they want to spend their whole turn flipping an angel, they will get it plowshared. And they can plowshares my Dryad, that's fine. Although if I knew my next card was going to be Gush, then maybe I would have been more down to foil a plowshares. Interesting. They don't like white mana. So this is a Vigilante? Now I'm curious. So we're playing Green Blue W, Wug. We have a Morph. Is it a Histrodon? No. Dang. I got excited for a second. Play another Wall of Roots. That's fine. City of Brass. Looks good. Looks fine here. Do I want to fire just to get deeper into my deck? I don't really want to gush, and like I'm so likely to like not do any. Well, I guess if I draw any colored spell, I have 2 colored sources, so I could gush, I could fire this. And if I guess 4 spells, Wall of Roots is not going to be able to block 1, 2, and then a couple cantrips. I think I'll wait 1 turn. I still like can't think of a morph in this format. I mean, I guess it could be Quicksilver Dragon, and then my Swords of Plowshares is really bad. All right, let's just fire this thing and see what happens. It's probably just a Vigilante. They're probably like some survival deck that just drew their Vigilante. Yeah. All right. We'll chill then. Nothing really to get too excited about. I will take a foil back though. It looks like they have a lot of air in their deck and removal is good. They have no interest in getting the white mana that their deck almost certainly plays. I guess if they get an opposition, I'm going to be sad because I have a City of Traders in play, or a City of Brass. It looks like it's about, oh, it's arranged. 6. Oh, this is classic Feb? Interesting. Huh. Okay, what happens if Phyrexian Devourer gets exiled? Gilded Drake. Okay, go for the main phase opt. Slide a hand. I kind of want counter spells. Portent. I mean, they haven't cast anything in a while, but I can portent. Oh, I have the fetch land, and I played a City of Brass. Oops. Still gonna portent though. Well, Cataclysm's pretty good. So yeah, I think I'll draw that. No use. I'll attack. Ugh, why'd I attack? It lets them put the Devourer into the graveyard. Okay. Maybe they play multiple Devourers, but I'm just like not playing Magic today, which is fine. Oh, I'm sure they would have liked to draw that Survival of the Fittest, huh? Okay, I guess the white splash is maybe for sideboard cards. Do I need to bottom the second Dryad with a sleight of hand? All right, I can just choose to do that. Oh, I actually do have to think about that right now. Yeah, I shouldn't bother with second Dryad. Psychotog is spicier than that. And then we're going to Gush, and we're going to Cataclysm. Nice little Cataclysm situation. Hard card to cast against Rishden Port, I suppose, and of course, whatever it is, the opposition. But this is this deck, so I think we just do this. This is good. This is fine. Huh. Traditional Feb. Traditional Feb. Trim a Psychotog. Gonna trim a couple counter spells. I kind of feel like they don't quite do it. Like if they have survival going, counter spells can't really save me. Because the whole matchup really is about survival, and I'm on the draw. So I could go like, I guess I can use counterspell to protect my my engineered plagues. Engineered Plague doesn't always work either, because you play Engineered Plague naming Phyrexian. They just make sure there's a Psychotog on top of their graveyard, and then they pump, and then they can get around it. And it's not like I can name Atog as well. So yeah, it is actually all about disenchants, huh? I hate playing Duress here. If you miss the survival, you're duressing for nothing. Because I won't play tons of Engineered Plague, and I'll weight more heavily towards foil over Counterspell. And honestly, I'll trim another Psychotog. It really doesn't do anything while they have walls. I need to use Green Dryad. I have to be worried about Gilded Drake. It's kind of annoying. Let's just try being a control deck, I suppose. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, I'm not going to foil, but it's not impossible, I suppose. I'm going to shuffle these. Just looking for more card draw and interaction, and a gold source is also good. Oh, I should have trimmed the Mox in this matchup. I don't think I need the speed. Because I'm not going to, like, everything takes time to develop anyway, so. Sylvan Library. Well, since I drew that Flooded Strand, I can fetch the plains here because my portent will still be alive. I play Wild Roots, it's fine. Play birds is fine. We get the full power of our portent here. Engineered Plague, Mox, Plowshares. I don't want any of these. I just want AKs and stuff. Yeah, I just need card draw. I can't just sit here with reactive spells. Waiting for things to happen. Though if they like, I don't know, play another Birds of Paradise, I guess I'll name Bird. Blue, white. That's fine. Ray of Revelation makes sense. Okay, so now I have to, if I find a disenchant with this AK, I will consider foiling. Might consider foiling anyways. I think it's pretty good for them. It's not like the best foil in the world, but portent me. Looking for AKs. Plowshares is fine though. Get rid of this island. Going to wait to get some more value off my portent because the game slowed down, right? I'm not trying to like rip through my cantrips. I'd like to make sure the portent hits my next AK, hits my Quirion Dryad. That, you know, life is good and all. See if they play an enchantment. Nice, they play survival. I end step. We'll opt, bottom of the island, Plowshare is a mage. And blow up the survival. And doing this now because that way they'll go into my turn. They're going to show me what they're going to do with the survival. And then that'll help me use my Engineered Plague. They can get an Oromancer, which is, you know, not ideal, but I can draw into my next answer and like they can get Squee Oromancer, which is pretty solid from here, but they get Squee. Oh, did they already use this turn? They just pick up Squee? Interesting. Okay, I'll portent myself. Still looking for AKs and stuff. Gush Disenchant. Yeah. I think I'm going to go Quirion Dryad first, the following turn. Guess I should have drawn Gush for the turn. No, actually, this makes sense. Okay, they play Survival. They have 2 mana available. They pass the turn. Okay, play Q Dryad. Gush, another Q Dryad. Replay the island. Disenchant. The Survival. This time they get Oromancer. They don't even have 2 blue sources right now. It's kind of interesting. I guess I should have waited till end step. I don't know. Yeah, I should wait till end step. Pretend that I was like digging, and then yeah, because now they know to get Oromancer. Okay, I kind of screwed that up. Oh, they're getting Gilded Drake. Interesting. I don't think that's necessarily going to work, but it could. I'm at 13. And Gilded Drake is good value. I didn't see it coming. I didn't think about it at all, honestly. Makes me wish I had a bounce spell. Also, this is like not a good case for like I was pretty worried about AK in this deck because I was just like, oh yeah, the problem with AK is that you get into the spots where you draw a lot of cards and you know, like I'm 24 cards in my deck. I've seen 1 AK. It's just not very impactful. Okay, they go Roots using Roots because they want to face down an Angel. Interesting. I think that is not ideal. I'm just drawing lands over here. Don't mind me. Okay, well, I'm going to name Bird with this because this is that. This is their source for off color right now. So it's going to potentially slow them down. So they're actually a like survival mid-range deck that has probably one Devourer, one Triskelion, and one Shapeshifter, which is much worse for my deck to deal with, right? Because it's like creature mid-range, and then like they have access to Gilded Drake. So I'm gonna hit with a big life swing, and then. But yeah, I'm also kind of like drawing nothing right now. I've like prioritized draw at every single juncture to try to get my hand count up, and I just haven't been able to get any draw, and that's continuing to be the case. Play a Dryad, play an Island. I might have to cast double AK into Swords of Plowshares or whatever. Maybe I should have named Angel. I do want to revisit maybe the idea of this deck now that I like playing lots of Gemstone Mine and Reflecting Pool, but you end up spending your green mana like crazy, so the green mana budget is certainly not infinite. There's a Plowshares. All right, so now I have to deal with my own giant Quirion Dryad after this, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I guess we can just triple block. Double block is good even. Gilded Drake comes down, takes the fatty. They don't play any more spells. Lots of their spells are green, so they're not going to trigger Dryad necessarily. I'm looking for cantrips. Start the chain. Start the chain. Start the chain. I'm down to 1. Oops. I'll attack with Gilded Drake, I suppose. Maybe that's bad. If they have Plowshares, they might bomb me out by going Plowshares. Yeah, that's a mistake. I should have triple block up or try to have foil up or something. I might have even needed that Gemstone Mine, honestly. Deranged. It's pretty good when I'm at 1 HP. So now what do I need to do? I guess I need to Plowshares my own Dryad at some point. Engineered Plague. Doesn't quite get there. Pyroclasm would. Note to self. Okay, so we finally found all the AKs in our deck, but is it going to change anything? So now we're trying to cast Cataclysm off a friggin' Gemstone Mine here. Oh, I guess after I Plowshares, I'll have a little bit of extra life, and then I can Engineer Plague Naming Squirrel. Block here, block here, block here. Take 6. This is the way. Go down to 3. Engineer Plague Naming Squirrel. Ooh, with the Gemstone Mine. Yeah, seems good. I mean, I'm not gonna not use Gemstone Mine, I believe. I choose Squirrel. Squirrel Girl. I'll attack. Okay, well, we found our AKs eventually, I guess. That's why you put them in your deck, so that you get really angry for the first like 26 cards, but then when you like finally find the AKs find each other. I mean, that's why we're playing so much card draw, right? Kind of a cool game. What have we got? Man o' War. I have to foil that. Pretty sick. Man o' War, the Gilded Drake. Maybe I should play Man o' War in my Bant Survival midrange deck. They didn't have enough blue mana to recast the Gilded Drake that turn, but this should be a dub. Yep. Got there. All right, round 3, battle against Milnox. Is this the mythical don't cast Portent turn 1? I mean, I have to keep this hand, but I am casting Portent turn 1 because I need to see Island Cantrip on top. I said Island Cantrip. Okay. This is our journey. All right, we're playing against Monogreen Stompy. I think Monogreen Stompy can't beat giant Quirion Dryads. But I am going to deal 1 trillion damage to myself. So we'll see. Like, they could just Tangle Wire me and then I lose. No, you got it, boss. Scavenger Folk can get in. I think this is going to be a Q Dryad plus Plowshares turn. Never mind. Their deck is not what I thought it was. So it's more likely to be a green survival deck now. Psychotog is good. But yeah, a triple Korean Dreadnot start against Monogreen is like, you could not draw it up better, and I might still lose because, like I said, they could have Tinglewire in their deck, and then I would be really very sad. Or they could just like burn me out with like Giant Growths and Bounty of the Hunts, but I think that's less likely to happen when I see Wall of Blossoms. It's funny, these Scars of Mirrodin or whatever Mirrodin, yeah, Scars of Mirrodin lands, like, actually kind of look really cool. Oh, brother, these 04s are not going to save you right now. Cantrip, nice, 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 nice. Okay, we've taken 8 damage from our lands. Doesn't bother us, and that's going to be a shuffle from Mean Dog. More City of Brass and foils. We're going to get in, see if we get a Wall of Blossoms block here. I'll go ahead and Plowshare is the other wall, I suppose. Yeah, because my Dryad might randomly be a 3/3 next turn or something. I mean, I have a Dreadnought in play, finally. Maybe this is like Beefcake with... Well, no. It's no longer a survival deck to me. Oh my god, it's Monogreen Control. I totally forgot about this. It's okay, they don't have time. They do not have time. Okay, we're gonna get in. Yeah, and this is why we play Korean Dryads and not Meddling Mages, right? I mean, this is why we play Korean Dryads, period, but yeah. But they are quite vulnerable to Powder Keg if you draw 3. I kind of spell, of course, the perfect draw. I mean, this was going to be a kill, but this is now definitely a kill, right? But yeah, I will say that I didn't like watch the Monogreen Control video, so I don't know if these are cards in that deck. I just sort of assumed that a Wall of Blossoms Powder Keg deck is going to be like the control. Like, I've only seen the thumbnails. I actually haven't watched the videos, so my yeah, so sorry to the homies, I don't know. Okay, well, all I saw was Scavenger Folks, 3 copies of Wall of Blossoms, and a Powder Keg, so I don't really know how I'm supposed to sideboard against that. I'm just gonna not let my diamonds die to Powder Kegs randomly. I mean, based on the thumbnails, I think those decks contain Beast Attack. But I have no idea what else is going on. But I also think they run Disc. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Maybe I should play Saba's Web, actually, because it's like very likely they have Treetop Village. Okay, just give this a shot. I need more info before making more decisions. I try to keep on top of what's going on in the format, but I can't watch every single YouTube video that comes out about Premodern. I know you guys do because you're watching this video, but you know, like, I'm important to you to figure out what you're doing with your deck. So yeah, I do feel pretty medium on AKs. I do have to say right now. I mean, it obviously got me through the like latter part of that last game, but you know, at what cost? Well, I can't eat a wasteland here. So even though this fetch land is extremely valuable with both Portent and Sylvan Library, yeah, I mean, this has got to be better, right? So I'm gonna, if I play Sylvan, I can keep this Sabo's Web from being drawn if I need to be doing things other than Sabo's Web. But I do think that if they do play Treetop Village next turn, then I really want to play Sabo's Web. And I might play Korean Dryad because this is a mono green deck, and maybe I'll just get this party started. Yeah, I'm gonna get the party started. Let's go Korean Dryad into Psychotog and start putting some pressure on them as fast as possible because I'm the faster deck, it seems. It also could be a mid-range deck. I don't know. Powder Keg's interesting one. Keg does take out Dryad and Saba's Web, so. And do we play Psychotog over Sylvan Library here? They have a bunch of mana open. I can't imagine that they bring in Naturalize for no reason. The thing is, I think AK and Sylvan Library are both better plays than Tog. Maybe they're not, actually, because of the pressure. I just, like, don't want to use a mining counter, but it's not really that big of a deal. Okay, we'll cast Tog. They'll cycle Crows and Tusker. Yeah, that's a card. I guess like the only thing is I would like to hit a land drop next turn, specifically an island, but I don't know. And also they could play Disc. Well, I guess if they play Disc, then Sylvan Library is a bad play. It's certainly looking like a slow green deck to me. And this is why I didn't want to use a mining counter. Smokestack. That is less of a problem. I think I can grind through that pretty hard, especially because I'm about to play a permanent that draws a card. And yeah, we need to start finding lands because that's like the deal. Well, I guess I can just stack away this gemstone mine, then disenchant, and then AKs are actually still good. So I'm gonna keep this and then draw disenchant, then draw AK. We'll get in. Unsurprising block. And actually I should have drawn disenchant and opt because I am going to... No, I mean, they'll probably sacrifice the wasteland, but once they sacrifice the wasteland, I can sack the Sabba's Web. Oh, well, I'm not sacking Sabba's Web anymore. Okay, gemstone mine. Thank you for your service. Attack. I like this combo. Put a second counter on. I mean, obviously, I'm just going to blow it up, but I'd like to watch them do it to see if like they're like into that sort of thing, basically. Yeah. Okay. Now we're cooking. Yeah. I mean, that's how the combo works, I suppose. We are going to disenchant this though. And I think we will opt. We do need to hit land drops. Perfect. Although waiting till end step and then just using AK would have been fine. That makes sense. Do we get rid of the wall blossoms? Exile 1, 2, and discard. Yeah. No. They can have all the force they like. Obviously, discard AK is kind of cool because then I get a cast AK next turn, but I think I just want all the AKs to get cast. I want to cycle through stuff. I don't need Wall Blossoms to be gone. The Wall Blossoms will be gone eventually. There's Wall Blossoms. Yeah, I can just like let Wall Blossoms block Psychotog forever. Powder Keg I can't let go. Sleight of Hand. Sleight of Hand gets a Flight Strand. Cataclysm is now on the table. Yeah, I'm going to just Cataclysm next turn. So we'll just eat this wall now because it'll get me 7 damage later. Slash, I might be able to kill them later. So those are all good things. Should I play Sylvan Library? I mean, none of their cards matter, right? They're all too slow to develop. Wild Blossom Smokestack is kind of sick. Kind of makes me wonder if I can do Wild Growth, Ponza, Smokestack, and just use Wall Blossoms instead of Oath of Druids. And you get to play Call the Herd. Ravenous Baloth truly doesn't matter. We are going to Cataclysm with every type of permanent. There's a Powder Keg, that's fine. I mean, I am shuffling these away. Go get a Plains before I forget and ruin everything. Gosh, I did this wrong because I don't want to lose my Psychotog for no reason. I'll just AK for 2, right? AK for 2 and then AK for 2 again. Oh, now I have Counterspell. Okay, discard a Gush. And exile this. They sack, they gain 4, then they're just like kind of dead next turn. Sabba's Web, just super clutch, I suppose. Save my random stuff from dying. Pretty good against Smokestack. Maybe could still win the game without it. Certainly would have been harder. I think we're just like kind of good against the no removal deck when the removal looks like this, right? Cycle Crozen Tusker, Wasteland. They waste. And I'll go ahead and AK, leaving up blue, because I could draw opt. End step. Draw opt. Do they have fog? It would actually be very spicy if they had the card fog. Or Moment's Peace. Opponent is asking if I mulligan aggressively towards Quirion Dryad. One of the common misconceptions about Grotog is that it has to have Quirion Dryad. It can have Quirion Dryad anywhere between 1 and 4. It's pretty good, right? You can cast it on turn 4. You have Counterspell up. That's pretty good. Cast it on turn 2. That's pretty good. Emerald Charm. Let's see. So I go AK, Gush, Counterspell. No, just Counterspell. Emerald Charm for the disc surprise. Get in for 14. Okie dokie. 1 land important. This is why we keep. What do we got? Forest Exploration. All right. It's going to be one of these games. Forest Exploration Miri's Guile is actually quite weak. I am going to go Portent with this fetch land here because I actually will foil a Enchanter. AK is quite good though. So is Dryad. So we go Dryad. Interesting. Dryad, AK. Yeah. It's pretty bad against Parallax Wave, but what can you do? All right, opponent is just unloading lands. If they just like play Opalescent. Okay, I think they don't really understand Enchantress here. I guess Seal Cleansing makes sense because I could be Dreadnot and you want to like resolve the Seal Cleansing. So that makes sense. But if in this case I might have held back the oh well that's also not great, I think. I guess they know that they're gonna they must know that they're going to draw P-Wave or something here. But I have a counterspell on P-Wave, and then I'll just fire the Miri's Guile. Oh, they get the shuffle. That's kind of quite strong. Okay, I'm just going to take the damage. It could come up that I can't tap my stuff enough, but in case they're like, for some reason, sandbagging P-Wave for post-combat, then I'd like to have some outs to that. But at least they won't get the shuffle and relook, so they could just have not junk on top. And then I can actually just win this game. I guess the Opalescence is kind of annoying. It's a pretty shaky Portent. Yeah, I think I'm not going to cast this Portent. It's just a little awkward, but I can hold up Counterspell for quite a few turns because I have AKs to cast. And then if I find a third land, I can go Portent with Counterspell, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, pretty weird Enchantress hand here. Interesting. All right, we're gonna try to kill him here. Solitary, then Sealed, then they get the wave. I think they'll be dead. They draw Solitary. Okay, they can draw Solitary, they cast in, they sacrifice it right away. So that doesn't quite work. The fog mode on Solitary is too strong. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, I guess every enchantment they draw is a trump blocker. But I'm really just trying to beat. I just can't let them draw. I mean, that's just, oh, I shouldn't have let that resolve. I should have gone for foil, of course. Oops. I was just too tilted. It's fine. We have the plan. I guess I could have played towards Cataclysm top deck, but I was too mad. Cataclysm top deck also doesn't work because they just keep Opalescence and P-Wave, so. All right, I'm gonna lever down pretty substantially on counter magic because they tend to have stuff for that, and trim a little bit on creatures because again, I only need one to win the game, and yeah, levering down the counter magic is fine. Just going to stop them from drawing cards is the plan. I only need counters for replenish after I've established all this stuff. This will be good testing though. I did really want to see if I can have a good plan against Enchantress. I might not even want to publish this specific game because I need to hide my strategies. I don't care about my deck lists getting published. I don't mind making videos for y'all, but some of my sideboard strategies are sort of like proprietary stuff. But I could also throw a lot of like wrenches, you know. I could just like start playing the wildest stuff, start playing Days, I mean, I actually like Days, but sometimes have Meddling Mage, sometimes have Blessing. By the time Lobstercon rolls around, you have no idea what's in my deck if you've been paying attention. I think most players actually just don't pay attention for the most part. Like, I know a lot of attendees of Lobstercon are be like familiar somewhat with my content, but you have to be a real fan if you know the deep depths of my Grotog play. Like, you know, my opponent's like, fan of your content, and then they're like, do you multi-dryad? I'm like, okay, well, they haven't seen my work. All right, we're going to be looking for our source, but once we get it, we'll be pretty happy, especially on the play. I guess I could not board out Mox Diamonds because I'm boarding out so many black cards, but we got there. Yeah, I have to keep the Mox Diamond in, even though they can Seal of Cleansing it. Forgot about colors. In addition to speed, you need speed and colors. Xanthid Swarm doesn't matter. Yeah, and this is why I sideboard the way I do. Let's see if it's Argothian. Looks like it's not. Looks like it's just a Miri's Guile. Which does mean I will be going for... Oh, I should have upkeep opted. Oops. Okay, I'm not playing tight this league at all, but... See if we get punished. I am going to take the disenchant. I'm not going to cast it because I don't have an answer to presence right now, and I'd like to disenchant the presence when given the chance. Trying to think about last game, if I let them keep solitary and I played like Psychotog that turn, if Psychotog would have just killed them the turn they play Seal of Cleansing before they land the Paralyzed Wave. I don't think so. And also I don't remember if I had Psychotog. There's Presence. Presence will die. It's funny because they're forcing me to play all my stuff on my turn. I already want to play all my stuff on my turn. Another Dryad. Probably not from this spot. I know my Dryad could die, but I have like Presence of the Master and Cataclysm in my deck, so. And they've had plenty of opportunities to Plowshares, so they don't have the Plowshares. And yeah, I want to draw AKs. We're still going to probably play a long game. Yeah, they get the fetch lands quite good. There's the Argothian. Argothian will die. I have quite a bit of mana now, though, so now I have to worry about P-Wave. Sterling Grove. There's Ray of Revelation is kind of nice. And I think I will Ray, because I don't want a P-Wave right now. Druid. Pop the Sterling Grove. Attack for a lot. P-Wave, of course, a concern. But, you know, they have to find it. They have 3 copies. Once they do, I do get my Dryad back with Ray of Revelation. Just gotta redevelop. Having Fear of Fire Ice is like one thing. But I don't know, Fire Ice just for Xanthid Swarm is kind of whatever. Well. Yeah. Don't really see a world where I'm doing anything fancy with this. Don't think they really have outs. Because they can't draw cards for the rest of the game. So their out is to run a Opalescence into my counter and then, or run stuff into my counter and then get the replenish off. In that context, I might as well blow up the Mirror's Guile because it'll help them get to that world sooner. Obviously don't want that to happen. We'll Gush, play a Dryad, play an AK, play an Engineered Plague. Gets countered by Presence of the Master. Wombo combo. I'm going to hold this Duress. If they go for a Seal Cleansing plus and replenish in 1 turn, they need 6 mana to do it, so I don't have to worry about that for right now. I have a 2-turn clock. Yeah, Mox Diamond being an artifact here is pretty bad, honestly, because they Seal Cleansing it for free, and now they'll have Seal Cleansing in their deck for all my other stuff. Obviously, they have to like decide how they're going to use it and whatever, but nice. Okay, so they're going for the top deck replenish. Top deck replenish won't save them. Ice, sleight of hand. Ice, AK. Ice. Counterspell. I think I would have won this game if Presence of the Master was just disenchant though. Because that's just how the deck works. Alright, we're going to play Mox Diamond. What are you going to do? Trim 1 more Psych Dog? I mean, I'm playing such a controlling game. I feel like that's just how it's like it makes sense to play like that. This feels bad. Like I wish I could just play 20 lands and like, I mean, yeah, especially because I'm trying to castle all this stuff. But it's 1. How bad can 1 hurt? Maybe we'll have a turn 1 Dryad. Yeah, I mean, can't mull the Ray of Relation hand. Obviously wouldn't. And I've got the Gold Source, which is awesome. So I want an Engineered Plague. So I will Portent, basically looking for that. Opt bottom, probably shuffle these. Don't want 2 of those cards. And yeah, just taking shots at Engineered Plague. Look at the start. Well, Wild Growth Serra Sanctum goes crazy. Oh man, and they have the super trigger. Okay, this game could be over really quickly. Sleight of hand. Mox Diamond, huh? Yeah. Mox AK, very similar to Opt, but also gives me the option to Ray Revelation. So I'm giving up Scry 1. I do really need to find Engineered Plague, but I will counterspell or I will Ray of Revelation Presence. So those things could be things that matter. I mean, just having all my spells up is going to be pretty good, I think. They have a bunch of mana. They have an Enchantress. Mirror's Guile. I can also Cataclysm next turn if I draw it. And at least the mana is white. Seal of Cleansing. This is what I was worried about. Okay. All right. Turn to land into a Lotus Petal. But it's all good. Sterling Grove. But are you going to pop it? They do pop. What do we want? I can handle this for a few turns. Sure. Their deck has turned into all cantrips or silence. Okay. Guess I have to counterspell that. Are they going to play Serra Sanctum to make it happen? No. Or silence. What if I draw the Engineer Plague on this turn? I didn't. Sad day for me. So I think I let the Aura of Silence resolve and Ray of Revelation it when it matters, because Counterspell is pretty valuable for the purpose of stopping Replenish. There's the Aura. Sticking to the plan. This doesn't matter until we draw Engineered Plague or Presence of the Master. And we have to have removal available for Replenish. Turning Seal of Cleansing in Sterling Grove. Interesting. So if they fetch, I can pop the Sterling Grove, but I think I'm just going to counterspell this. Counterspell up again. Yeah. We go again. Just let them find all their lands. It's really hard for them to gas out with Mirror's Guile available and Wooded Foothills. All the growth, Sterling Grove, Guile. Forest. Maybe I should counter Sterling Grove. Kind of like the AK here, though. Portent. Gemstone Mine. I could just play Psych Dog and then threaten to kill them. Probably have to have Counterspell up this turn, though. Presence of the Master. Okay. Chilling for now. I won't be able to beat the Replenish, so should I wait to cast Presence of the Master until I have Counterspell up? Because the thing is, they can actually cycle through their deck and find the Replenish and Xantid Swarms they need, and then I'll be cut off. I'll be cut off from what I need. It's kind of an interesting spot because they have all this mana, so they can actually just draw through their deck until they find the stuff. Gothian. Pass. Ray of Revelation this. I guess next turn they're not drawing Replenish. Yeah, I just actually need one more mana. My Mox Diamond getting blown up. What a shame. But we have to play Presence of the Master this turn, so can't really wait. Fetch. Put Einstein on the battlefield here. Oops, I fucked up. I forgot that on my end step I was also going to do this. Not a big deal. Wait, hold on. They got the Sterling Grove, so I have to well, I have to raid this no matter what. I was like thinking like, oh, I could just pay the tax. I'm like, and then they'll pop the Presence of the Master. All right, hopefully their top 3 cards are not don't include Replenish, and then we'll have Counterspell up. And also we can just draw Cataclysm at some point. Make things a little bit more straightforward. But yeah, they can make a ton of white mana, so they can find this Replenish. Right back where we started, if that's the case. Then I just need to draw Cataclysm. Okay, let's see what they got. I think I still need to play 2 Rare Revelation. 2 Rare Revelation, Presence of the Master. It's kind of disgusting. I don't know. Okay, they do have the Replenish. All right, well. Got to do this the annoying way. I mean, they should just get Opalescence and Parallax Wave here, and then they could like put everything in the Parallax Wave. Even if I do Cataclysm, I could watch what happens though. Oh, I should have obviously gone for Gush Foil again. I'm just like F6ing because I you know, it's a weekend. I'm trying to move on with my life. Not going for Gush Foil every chance I get. That's like a very low chance I hit anyways, but I guess it is a lockout if I were to. I didn't hit. I guess if my only out is Cataclysm, I might as well Portent Shuffle and then go for Cataclysm. Yeah, that's how you do it. But yeah, they get to keep a creature. They get to keep a land. They get to keep like the Sanctum, the Opalescence, and the Enchantress's Presence, which is still like quite good. Like I can still just take 3 damage a turn and then die. Guess I needed some Plowshares for this this spot exactly. My creatures are like useless. I'm going to be playing Korean Dryads to chump block Enchantress's Presence. Because I take 3, play Korean Dryad, so I don't take 3 again. So that I can play Psychic Dog. None of it is good. But you have to do what you have to do. Like, I mean, I had the option to just go for, try to find it off sleight of hand, but it felt like that was just not very likely. I mean, I guess I should have thought about it. They probably have plenty of lands in their hand too. It basically doesn't matter. Like, They more likely have a bunch of land than a bunch of enchantments. So it's hard to... This just came a little too late, right? They got one turn where they had a Serra Sanctum, 2 Sterling Groves, and 3 Enchantress effects. Like, if I had done this, like, when they didn't have that much gas, I would have been fine. But I need to be able to play... Like, I need to be able to get the Engineered Plagues down against Enchantress. I boarded out the foils, though. So that's a good thing I didn't gush for the foil. Opponent is deep in their library, and they opted to grab a presence, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, they can just cast the presence next turn with the forest, and then I'm dead. I guess I can disenchant the opalescence, which is good. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, they just full passed their turn? With 2 Enchantresses in play? What does that mean? They just only have interaction? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to counter the last thing with no pressure, but on the other hand, I need to get to the second island and I need to get to a Psychotog kill, but a Psychotog kill is just like so hard to make happen because I need to get to 5 mana to kill them with Psychotog. Because I need to have Psychotog counterspell. At this point, they've probably drawn more Swords of Plowshares as well. I don't know. Let's bait. Wait, hold on. I can't bait. This is my last colored mana source. Maybe they boarded out all their Swords of Plowshares because they realized that they had to wait, hold on. Don't yield through turn. I need to save my life with this Tog. I didn't yield. I had actions. Oh, that was rude. Okay. That was very rude. I needed to gain a little bit of life there. It's fine. Okie dokie, final round. Not a bad hand. I'm a little sour on AK this league, to be honest. It's just like a little too annoying that sometimes you don't draw them. Like, you don't draw multiple. It's like really hard to find 3. Fire Ices, anyone? Togs are good though. Dryad. Just gonna play Plains and pass. Might consider playing not the Tog, but I guess I'm pretty willing to pitch Dryad and whatever I draw to the Tog. I wouldn't mind drawing an island. Portent's fine too. It's like I would prefer to get more stuff going to make sure that I protect the Tog. They're mana screwed now though, so I can portent them. Make sure they have no lands coming. Yeah. Yeah, let's try to mana screw them. Should I play the Dryad? Trade with the Seal of Fire. It's fine. Green 1, gain 2 life. I guess I could have like went Dryad, Portent, Gush, or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna play a Grim. Not a very busy Grim right now. Let's see brass. Yeah. Save a mining counter. The way this game is going, I think I can take 1 damage. Seal of Fire. Once my opponent can start casting spells, we have to be worried, but get some tight Psychotog going. Should be able to kill them relatively quickly. And start drawing some counter spells as well. Could make the difference. Gush. It's a hard cash Gush angle, huh? All right, I'm not going to go in for 1 damage here. I am just going to relax. I guess I could have thought about AK and then see what I draw. I guess hard cast Gush is like pretty bad. Flame Rift, you got it. But AK. Draw an island. Let's play a sleight of hand. Grab a foil. Right. 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 14. 14, 15, 16. So I kind of just need to, I can just wait one turn. I might as well see what I draw. So it's 7 plus 7, but this can do a little bit more. Or does the ice work? Ice makes it 7 plus 7 still. So we should fire. So play red here. And let's just double check. It's 7 plus 7 and they're at 16. So we'll just kill them next turn. Ball Lightning, Fire Blast. Activate Seal of Fire won't kill me. And then that's like kind of the only out for my opponent. And also I can just foil anything. Bold Face is fine. Oh, that's cool. Gush. AK. Drew a lot of lands, doesn't matter. Psych Dog is all you need. Boop. I wonder if burn decks have any new technology these days. They don't. All right. We just do this for these. Almost resubmit. Probably grab the disenchant here. Could trim Sleight of Hand. Could trim Counterspell. Do have to worry about Curse Scroll, but this version that my opponent's playing probably doesn't have play it. And it is really about casting cantrips here. I think I'll get rid of the foils. They tend to be quite bad. I typically wouldn't play Duress against Burn. It is nice to trade Duress for Pyroblast, but it costs black mana, which is pretty bad. It's not going to be a slow game. I kind of have to assume they have Pyrostatic Pillar, which makes me want to use Ray of Revelation. But of course I can always Hydroblast Pillar. What does this configuration of the deck want to do? And I should play it over the Disenchant because, oh, I have 59 cards. All right, 59 cards. Could probably play just one Dryad. Wait for the game to get super late. Play this when I can play a lot of spells with it to make it a big guy. Give it a try. Yeah, this looks great to me. See what we got turn 1. It's a pup. Pup is of course good. Right. Take care of this before they can have their blast up. There's the Flame Rift. All right. AK. Well, guess we're gonna go with that. Of course, gonna have opt into blast up in case Ball Lightning somehow shows up. Looks like it's just Incinerate Face. No nuance here. Island. Like A. Okay. We need an answer to this Grim on the dubs, please. Got plenty in the deck. Tog. Almost counts. Too low of a life total here right now, to be honest. Pup. Okay. I guess I'm at a virtual 9. They go for blast. Oh no, they just go for this. There's no point in doing it like this. There's not like anything I can do with this on the stack. Counterspell. Yeah, not quite it. Just knowing that I have to play Tog this turn. Gush. Gush is pretty solid. I don't know if Sleight of Hand is going to change my mind. I don't know if I want to play Cataclysm either. This is where I need a foil. Take the next Gush. Maybe the Psychotog will just be lethal. But of course they need to not have the blast, and they look like they have the blast. They don't use it if they have it. 3 mana for a Ball Lightning. Okay, so this will take my entire graveyard. I mean, it feels like they always have They always have Fire Blast here. And I think we can actually survive this game, even if we don't like kill them next turn. So take the conservative route here. Because we have so much card draw, I think, and they're starting to maybe flounder a little. And we will have the Cataclysm at some point. I can discard this island, I'm pretty sure. Surprised they didn't. Oh, I guess if they sent the back Jackal Pup, they would die. Well, yeah, they would die. All right, how much do I have? AK for 2. Play this island, AK for 2. So down 1, but cast it. So the same amount. I'll have 7 cards in hand. Then I'll have 10 cards in hand. And so 10 cards in hand and 5 in graveyard is 10 plus. It's more than enough. So we can force the Grim Lavamancer to block here. And we can also just win if we draw a Blast. Or a Plowshares, right? That is a Blast. And yeah, I think I probably have +4 damage here since I drew double Gush, but the Flame Rift certainly makes it very easy for me too. I mean, I also use the Tog to soak up a Ball Lightning. So okay, deck is still great. Beat everything. Lost to Enchantress. Enchantress got around the Presence of the Master. I don't know. Had a good start in that game 3. I didn't have the answer. I didn't find the answer. AK. I mean, I just like am so not into it right now. It is nice when you can get it going for sure. It is nice that it's a blue card. The one Mox kind of came up, kind of didn't. I think I would probably just go for the full 4th Gemstone Mine. I really like Sylvan in this deck. I would consider 2 main deck, and I would consider, like, I think just forget about AK. Max out on good old Sleight of Hand. Sylvan is a beast, and Fire Ice is super good too. And so our curve went down a little. And we have a little, like a good mix of card advantage, Gush and Sylvan. And Sylvan really is just like super card advantage. It's just, I feel like it's way more so in this deck than other decks, just because it means that you can just, you're just always seeing fresh cards. You have 4 shuffles and then 12 deck manipulation. And I actually really love having a Sylvan in play and starting to portent my opponent. Yeah, AK, I don't know. It's just so slow. It's a lot slower than, like, by the time you've put 6 mana into it, you've done something good. But, you know, I would much rather have 4, like, spent 2 mana and cast Sleight of Hand twice than to have spent 4 mana to just draw 3 cards blind. Like, 3 cards blind is often worse than best of 2 plus best of 2. So that's for that. Willing to change my mind just because I do need, whatever I play needs to be enough for the grindy matchups. And if Sylvan's not enough, then we'll have a problem, right? If it can't overpower Blue Way Control, Blue Mirror type stuff, then it'll be more of a problem. But I think this is just a more interesting, exciting way to be grindy. But yeah, didn't exactly play against the spread of like the most competitive decks in the format. Really just Burn and Enchantress, I think, are like the ones that show up that I'm worried about. So yeah, but pretty cool. I mean, we got to try Presence of the Master, and we also got to see that it doesn't quite do it unless you really make it happen early. So got to draw Engineered Plague, I think, is the deal. And what I consider Aura of Silence, maybe, I don't know. And yeah, Cataclysm, not even enough sometimes. But yeah, it's safe to say Enchantress is going to be a tough matchup for this deck. Not impossible, but definitely tough. Well, in any case, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Links in the description, etc. Long live Premodern.